Hello, my dear astro enthusiasts and astro lovers. Today it's time to talk about August. What is expecting us in August? Okay, first, in this video, I'm going to talk about general tendencies for all of the signs. Then later you will be able to listen to your sign in particular, but to understand it better, you need to watch this video, okay? So let's start with the general tendencies. The whole month there will be a quite dense aspect that is already there in the sky, but it's going to be stronger at the beginning of the month and getting weaker by the end of August. Okay, this is the nodes are intense aspect to the Pluto. Very heavy energy of Pluto is under scrutiny of the karma. So what does that mean? What is that about? In general, you have to be very careful with all of the places that are crowded, and that can be, for example, a concert, a stadium, watching some football game or whatever. Especially if these places are underground, like for example subway, or people who work in mining and have to go underground. The probability of let's say events that are out of our control is increased for these people. Also increased probability of the events, I don't want to say let's say negative events, of the mass character that is concerning a lot of people. Also, it's about power and pressure of people with power and money. So you might find yourself in circumstances that make you do things that maybe you are not really willing to. But does not mean that it concerns everyone, okay? It does not. It depends on how this specific aspect resonates with your chart, with your personal chart. Now, if you are not Aries, Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer, at the end, closer to the end of the period of Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer, that's not about you. If you don't have any planets in that area, in the said signs, so you can relax. All right, so let's move on to the month. Yeah, right. The whole month also, what is going to happen? The whole month, the planet of love and money in general. Venus is going to be retrograde. It has gone retrograde on the 22nd of July and is going to be until the 5th, I think, the beginning of September. So the whole month of August. What does that mean? It is not recommended to register any kind of matrimony or partnership, for that matter, not just marriage. Yeah, if you have like a partnership, a joint venture, business partnership, I mean, then, and you wanna put it on paper and register officially, formalize it, not a good time. Wait until Venus because you know Venus will stop being retrograde, will move forward. There will be a little slot in September, and then it's going to another sign, which is not the best time for that either. So anyway, August, we are not talking about the rest of the year. August is not a good time for this kind of thing. Your exes, your ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends are going to pop up like mushrooms after the rain, here and there, calling you, telling you how much they missed, probably how much they missed you, how much they what a great of an opportunity they missed by breaking up with you, and wanting to maybe reconcile or to work out the issues that you had during the time of the month. I will tell you when. It's going to be, one sec, in the middle of the month, something around 13-14 of August will be a good time to release the emotional baggage connected with the exes. Okay, maybe you didn't break up on good terms, and you have been hurt this whole time, and now you will get a chance to actually talk and let go of your emotional baggage. That said, when the retrograde period of the Venus is over, that doesn't mean that you will still be together, even if you decide to reconcile. Maybe not. Also, people that you meet for the first time during the Venus retrograde period of time, well, it's not a good start for a lasting relationship, I would say. The same story, the retrograde period finishes and you will look at this person in different way and think, oh my god, no, just no. Okay. Also, what is not recommended? Shopping and changes in your appearance. Everything that is connected with beauty, aesthetics, is not recommended to do anything drastic, because our judgment is somewhat impaired. During this period, we are in the state of reconsidering things, and maybe what we had done would not be exactly what we would like. The result we would not be happy with. Long story short. Don't get me confused with the grammar. Anyway, that. If you are interested in more information about the retrograde, Venus retrograde, it is a period within the Venus transit in the sign of Leo. So I have a whole separate video about that. You can watch it. Okay. I will try not to forget to put it in the description box. Okay, so what else is good? In general, in general, August is not, but it's a general video, so that's okay. August is not the great time to either start anything or move things forward, because a lot of planets are retrograde. Saturn is retrograde, Neptune, Pluto retrograde, Venus retrograde, plus Mercury is going retrograde at the end of, well, not even at the end, yes, from 24th of August, okay? And starting from 13th of August, it will stop. Like it will be, you know, the retrograde Mercury is not as bad as people think it is. I mean, yes, things get lost, there is a lot of confusion, problems with logistics, there are delays of flights, of communications, of any sort of movements. We have troubles pushing things forward, whether it's some kind of, we are getting stuck in a red tape. It's like, you know, like walking through mud a little bit in terms of information, communications, traveling, delivery, all of those things. But the worst, what is worse than Mercury retrograde is stationary Mercury, when it's not moving at all. In astrology, it is considered that when the planet is moving a little bit, it somehow emits the energy, different kinds of energy, but if it's direct or retrograde movement, but when it's stopped, everything is at standstill. So from the 13th to 24th of August, it is going to be stopped. So if you are planning to travel at this period of time, it's better if you have a chance to move the dates. If you bought something online, you are expecting delivery, something major, or you are expecting a shipment from abroad, also bad timing. Okay, if you are working on some paperwork, you need to go here, go there, sign this, get a list of papers, very bad time. Everything will be dragged, and you will feel there is procrastination, there is confusion, there is, you know, you ordered one thing, you got another thing, you have to return. In general, I would suggest that especially people who are into online shopping, delete for the time of August, for the month of August, especially the second part, delete, remove the app that you're using to shop online, because things are going to come wrong order, you will have to return it, they will be delayed, it's like gonna be a headache. Wait until I will tell you at least autumn, mid-September at least. Okay. So the 1st of August we're starting very rough with a full moon in Aquarius. To be honest with you, it's a very harsh full moon. Full moon is about fruition of some processes of some things that we've been doing, our project, or things that we are not at the forefront of our attention, let's say. They are behind our back. Something is happening that we have no idea about, or we don't participate in, but somehow it blows up in our face. Full moon is about that. It's about resurfacing of some kind of information, about coming to the conclusive part of some process. And it is going to be a quite difficult one. Aquarius is all about the forward ideas, about the technological process and development, about social networks, about friendship. Aquarius is the friendliest sign, let's say, of all. But the ruler of this full moon is going to be in a very tense and very precise aspect with a demon, with a demon who is in charge of seduction, with the Lilith. And that means that full moon we are going to receive a lot of fake news, a lot of let's say information that is not true, that is intended to fool us, to like wrap us around the finger, to manipulate us. And most probably a lot of this information might trigger us into a very aggressive, very explosive reaction. Okay, that's exactly like the general trend for it. If you have a chance to again move your flying, because Uranus, which is responsible for the ruler of the sign of Aquarius, it's also like a symbol for flying by plane, going somewhere by plane. So if you have to travel during these days, try to move it away as far as you can from the 1st of August, at least a couple of days. At the very same time, during this full moon, the Mercury, the planet that is responsible for our critical thinking, amongst other things, is going to be opposing Saturn, the planet of restrictions, let's say, the planet that is making things difficult, that is putting obstacles. So what does that mean? It means that our critical thinking is going to be not with us, impaired. Moreover, that Saturn is moving through the Pisces, not comfortable sign, where logics is not something that is of an essence. So our critical thinking is going to be weakened, let's say. At the same time, with this misinformation and the impact that we're going to get from the information or from the social networking, from the different sources of information, that is going to be overwhelmingly, I presume, negative, to be honest with you. So at the same time, nothing is only terrible, nothing is only bad. There are good things, because this kind of aspects are like making us more open to the ideas that are not standard, to let's say, to come up with some solution that will not be like very straightforward, that is going to come us through insight, that is going to be through insight, insight, like something comes to us, an idea, like, oof, we didn't expect that, it just came to us. Through some innovative solutions, also through our, let's say, personal charm, and sometimes even acting, maybe through our own manipulative skills, we will be able to get ahead, to achieve something, to resolve something, and to deal with the situation that we will find out about around this time. So okay, moving on. So this energies from the 1st of August is going to get weaker and weaker, and we are moving to the 9th of August, which is much more pleasant, I have to say. Starting from the 9th of August and all the way up to the middle of August, more or less 16th, we are going to have aspects one after the other. First, the planet of action is going to be trining Jupiter. Okay, so what does that mean for us? It means that we going to feel like we can do things. We are going to be willing to do things. We are going to be willing to do everything connected with education, with expansion, expanding our business, our opportunities, our horizon, do whatever it takes to allow ourselves expand our mind first and foremost, yeah, to like the scale of the things that we do is going to rise. Our ambition is going to rise. We are going to do things that will bring us respect and authority in the eyes of other people. And right behind the planet of action goes Mercury, which is going to be this month in the sign of its strength. Minus these things, you know. So essentially Mercury is going to be very strong this month, but it has a lot of aspects that sometimes is going to weaken it. Okay, so in general, we are going to be on top of our thinking game, but for example, the first, it's going to be in opposition with Saturn, impaired critical thinking. This is going to fade by the 9th, and we are going to be on top of our game again in terms of finding solutions, thinking like fast, you know, making connections, making decisions. So in the trine with Jupiter, we will be able to do things in a way that is allowing us to expand and think in the same way. We will not be happy with thinking small. We will think big. We will plan big. We will talk, because Mercury is communication as well. We will talk in a way that is going to allow us, our authority, to grow in the eyes of other people. We will be talking as an expert. The people are going to listen to us and think, wow, this guy is good. This girl knows what she's talking about. Exactly, I agree. She's great. I have to keep her in mind to do business with her. Okay, and these two aspects are really great. And from trining with Jupiter, these two planets are going to start trining Uranus later. Yeah, because both of these planets, Jupiter and Uranus, are now in Taurus, in trine. And it's also a positive aspect, but it will be a little bit different. Maybe Mars trine Uranus is an extremely tense, even though it's a positive aspect, but it brings a lot of tension. Everyone will be like on steroids, you know, not literally. I mean, it's like on the energy. It's like, imagine Mars trining Uranus. It's like, imagine the muscle that is super tense, but also you put electrodes and put what is the name? The current through it, yeah, through this muscle that is already very tense. So it's an overflow of tension. But on the other hand, you will be able to do the amount of things that you did not fathom was possible to do in such a short period of time. You will be able, if you are using this energy properly. If you are not using this energy properly, you can get like more aggressive, more, I don't know, jumpy, more it will not bring to negative, let's say, consequences, but this tension, this energy, you know, this charge, it has to find a release. So I suggest you to, if you need something to plan business wise, like studies wise, like in terms of social realization, to plan it in the middle of the month, 9th to 16th, something like this, because you will be charged both intellectually and physically. Let's say you will be willing and able to do things. The thoughts are going to come to you. Okay, also the Mercury is going to kind of start stopping there, but still is going to, the Uranus is going to try and break through with the insights, with the ideas that come out of nowhere like this. So and Mars will allow you to realize them, to go forward and do it. So try to take advantage of that. Like I said earlier, 13th and 14th of August are a good time, good couple of days to put resolutions and, let's say, healing. Yeah, it's the time where ambiguity is going to be there in the relationships, let's say, yeah, especially in the past relationships. But it will bring an opportunity for the healing as well. Maybe you had not a scar but still a wound from some relationship, and you will be able to mend it and to turn it into a scar and let it go with gratitude. Now, what else is important? One sec. Okay, so next, moving on the 16th of August, we are going to have a new moon in Leo, 24th degree. Well, also, to be honest with you, 10th period. New moon is the time of the beginnings, yeah? The time to plant a seed that a flower or some kind of plant, whatever, depending on what we are going to plant, is going to grow out of it. Yeah, one way or the other, this is like a peak phase of the lunar cycle, one of them, and it is characterized by increased emotional tension, by the high emotional volatility. Yeah, we are highly volatile emotionally at this period of time, both full moon and new moon. But new moon brings us new beginnings. Okay, so it's going to be in Leo. What does it mean? Maybe we are going to get some ideas about new ways of creative self-realization, of maybe artistic self-realization. At the same time, the new moon itself is very tense, and it's again connected with Lilith. So besides the acting and manipulation, the peak of acting and manipulation abilities and capabilities for some people, also it's connected with misinformation. Besides, again, in square in a tense aspect with Uranus, again this explosive reactions, again this kind of, you know, this is maybe even aggression, or this kind of where we are not able to control, like there is a moment that we lose it. Okay, at the very same time, the Mars is going to start from the 16th of August, this new moon, all the way up to almost the end of August, 28th. Mars is going to be opposing Neptune, which is not really good for Mars, because Mars is the planet of the directed, like, you know, like a vector. It's a directed action, directed effort. Okay, there is Mars has got a final point where it wants to end up. It has a purpose, and it's an action towards that purpose. Now Neptune has no it's like blurring out all of the boundaries. Neptune, in the kingdom of Neptune, there is no up, no down. Everything is blurred out. There are no straight lines. There is no place to push from and go forward, you know. So Mars is kind of struggling, and no matter maybe the things that we are going to do, all about this new moon is telling us that we are in high danger of overreacting. We are in high danger of doing things that we are not sure what we are doing. Like, I wanted to do to reach this result, but for some reason I started a sequence of actions that is remote from what I tried to get. You understand? And for somehow in our impaired logics at the time, because Mercury will also be at a standstill, somehow in our impaired logics that will work all the way up until we don't get the result. The planets go forward and we understand that what the hell was I doing? What the hell was I thinking, really, man? So yeah. At this time we have high chances, we all, to be aggressive towards the people that did not appreciate our grandeur, like how great we are, how talented we are. They underappreciated us, and that can cause an aggressive response, let's say. Okay, so be careful with your emotions, try to take it easy, sit back a little bit and do the works that is more routine rather than requires an active resolution of the issues or coming up with the new solutions. Okay, so what else is great? On the 23rd of August, Sun is changing the sign and it's moving from Leo to Virgo. And there has been a lot of planets in Leo lately. Leos, whatever you had, it was not this past couple of months, it was not boredom that you had to deal with. There's been a lot of planets in the Leo, which is a very active fire sign. They had to work there to give out energy, and Virgo is a much more tranquil, let's say, calm sign. Yeah, so we will feel the background for everyone will be like, we will be more rational, more analytical about things with a calmer, let's say, approach in general. However, just crossing the border of the signs, it starts making an aspect with Saturn. That means that we not only will feel more analytical and more rational, we are going to feel like it's the surge of like the energy is subsiding, just because Sun, it's a Sun's domicile, Leo, and moving into Virgo, it is already less energetic, let's say, but also the opposition of Saturn is going to feel like we lost even more energy, because Sun is also our vitality, and we are going to lack that around the 23rd of August. So keep that in mind. Again, if you can take a back seat and just relax a bit, that would be great around that time. From the 23rd to 26th of August is going to be like a moment when you guys can do something very fast, very like swift movement somehow. Yeah, can be anything, the business, some kind of project, relationship, whatever. You can do some kind of swift movement that can bring about drastic changes, a transformation that is going to divide situation into before and after, that it's not going to be the same. Okay, you can compare it to some sort of operation, some sort of removal, something from your body that needs to be removed. Yeah, like but it will not happen itself. You will have to step up and do it yourself, but be decisive, be firm, and think and act profoundly doing it. Okay, but it's like, imagine that you are at the like a ancient Greek hero fighting with some beast, and you can in one swift movement just jump, swing a sword and defeat both the beast, and at the same time jump on a different level completely of your life, so or different level of the project or career or whatnot, depending on what the situation concerns. So 23rd, 26th of August, if you are decisive, bold, and forward, like not forward but deeply, profoundly thinking and planning, you employ this kind of approach, you will be able to achieve great results for yourself. Also, on the 28th, moreover, I urge you to use this opportunity, because Mars is making this aspect before it leaves the sign of Virgo and is moving to a sign of Libra on the 28th of August. What does that mean? The sign of Libra for Mars is a very weak sign. Sign is not weak. I take that back. I'm sorry, Libras. You're not weak. Mars is weak in that sign, okay? So Libra is ruled by Venus. It's all about peacemaking, balance, harmony, okay? Now, Mars doesn't care about the others very much. Mars wants to compete and be first. Mars wants to go forward because he wants to. Mars doesn't look back very much at other people. It's a kind of an ego-driven planet, let's say. And these principles are contrary. So Mars, in the domicile of peacemaking, harmony, and balance, is not adequate, absolutely. So it means that all of us, starting from the 28th of August, are going to be a little bit on the edge and going from one extreme to the other. Either because Mars is also about self-defense, defending others, being like defining personal borders. So either we will be kind of working in the extremes. So on the one hand, we might be allowing people to walk all over us and just say nothing about it, and then all of a sudden the next person that comes to us didn't even try to encroach our personal borders, and we go all crazy psycho on them. So you try to try to avoid this kind of situations, but we're going to talk about it more, to be honest with you, in September, because it's already end of the month. But my point is that if you need to go ahead with some project, if you need to actively do something, if you need to compete, to be first with something, to exercise, whatever, you better finish it before the 28th. Especially on this small aspect that I mentioned, 23rd to 26th and 9 to 15th. Okay, if you need to do Martian things, which is connected, like I said, with the competition, with the conquering new territories, let's say in a wider sense, yeah. So try to do it before that. Okay, so in general, the month is kind of stop and go. Okay, so at some, like a lot of the month, if you, for example, this August you're on vacation, that's great for you. If not, then don't try to break the concrete wall with your forehead. If things are not, if you feel extreme tension, don't try to ride this wave. Try to stay back, because it is going to, the tide is going to change, and you will be able to move forward in a more harmonious and ecological, let's say, way. Yeah. All right. So I hope that I'm going to make sign by sign, which is going to be shorter. And I wish you to have a wonderful August, and I'm going to see you in the next videos. Bye, guys.